Hi, welcome to this brief introductory video for Unit 2 of EDAD 6800, School Leadership. At this point, you've read the introduction to the Lieberman and Friedrich text, and you've also read the PDF of the chapter from Ken Leithwood. And so you're sort of able to get at leadership from two different perspectives, I think, at this point. One is the theoretical perspective, and I think Leithwood's chapter, particularly that summary table at the end, gives you a real good range of the variety of ways people think about leadership as an idea, and those ideas then become springboards for actions and behaviors that leaders can take. And that's sort of the big picture. Top down, as it were. You'd start with a broad theory and a big idea, and then from there determine what your actions and steps might be. I think the Lieberman and Friedrich text looks at the process of leadership much more from a bottom-up perspective. I am a teacher. I am a person who works in a school, cares about kids, has some technical skills and abilities, and wants to improve my school. How do I go about doing that in the school environment, which is complicated socially, politically, instructionally, and particularly in the last 20 years, the accountability on performance has been more stringent than it's ever been. And that's essentially a bottom-up approach. What can I do with the skills I have to make the things around me better? What I'd like for you to be able to do is sort of meet somewhere in the middle by the end of our program, to have a sense of the broad array of theories and how those can be generative for action, but also to have the with-itness, I think is a good term, to survey the land around you, recognize yourself, your allies, and how you can move and improve the school, even if that's only a little bit at a time. I think that's what the Lieberman-Friedrich text is really good at. All these vignettes of people doing small improvements in the world around them, I think is really motivating, and they're perfect case studies of how leadership begins. So in Unit 2, we're looking at the rest of the Lieberman and Friedrich text. We're dealing with their sort of big ideas on collegiality, on conflict, on reflection, and in the introduction text that went out via email, and in the intro to the unit, I think you can see some of the guiding questions that I think there, and there's some of my reflection on her visit to UNO a few years ago when I invited her to this class. What I'd like to see you do is process in writing for your online post this week some of those bulleted questions that I'm posting in the introduction. You don't have to cover all of them, but find a couple that really speak to what you got out of the readings and what you think you're capable of doing and what you think your school needs, and arrive at some analysis and also some next steps that you might down the road be able to enact leadership within your school. This is the last week we'll be dealing with the Lieberman text, although we'll certainly refer back to her ideas through the rest of the course. That means next week we start dealing with the Michael Fullen text. So if you haven't secured a copy of that yet, please do so ASAP. The Unit 3 reading is based off that text, and you'll need to have it handy so you don't get caught behind. You can get into the school bookstore, or you can order it online, as long as you're doing that relatively quickly. All right, as always, I'll see you online, and if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch.